welcome back to another amazing episode of my channel. Today we'll be looking at Road Rash 3 for the Sega Genesis. This is pretty much more of the same. I do feel like it's a little bit glitchier than Road Rash 2. I think Road Rash 2 is the best one. This is like, instead of just going all around the USA, now you're going internationally, which really doesn't make that big of a difference beside, I guess, the funky internationally music. I just said internationally, that's not even a word. But yeah, and they're like, oh, let's put palm trees here, or put like maybe a landmark or something that's in that country. Beside that, it's more of the same. One big major difference of this game, they also did when they tried to emulate the 3DO version on the Sega CD, is to add digital characters. This was coming out around the time where Mortal Kombat was fairly big, and I guess every company wanted to cash in, and they thought, I guess, the thing that made Mortal Kombat special beside the blood was digital characters. So they added digital characters, and when you have a 64 at a time color palette like the Sega Genesis did, kinda looks like crap. Now, on the first parts of this game, it runs fairly smooth. I do remember later on, which I don't have enough time in the world to get that good and get to that point, because I haven't played this game in a long time. Later on, it gets fairly choppy and fairly cheap. And I say cheap because of these hills. Like, they'll put a car or some obstacle that there's no way in hell that you would know it was there. But the first few levels scroll fairly nicely. Another addition to this game is there's a lot more weapons, like cattle prods and tasers and whatnots. I can't remember every single weapon on this, but it's more than a bat and a chain. Now, just like the other Road Rashes, the sound is non-existent when you apply the brake. There's no screech or anything. The only screech you hear is when you turn hard. The music's pretty atrocious on this. They could have done a better job. I know the Genesis is capable of more, like, because I feel like the Sonic the Hedgehog series and especially Castlevania Bloodlines, Konami always seemed to find a way to harness the Genesis limited chip. But a lot of American companies and a lot of even Sega companies, well, like Sega, like with their first party titles sometimes, besides the Sonic games, they didn't really know how to properly harness the chip. Konami, for some reason, during the 8-bit and 16-bit era, just knew how to get things out of the system. 4th place. Not very good, but you always get an amusing animation. This is one thing I'm glad that they kept from the second one. I hate to be the guy that actually had to have all these pictures taken. Alright, we're going to the UK. Always wanted to go to Europe. Judging from this game, Europe is very pixelated. I don't know if that's true or not. I actually got the Getaway. Maybe I'll review that at some point. Not review it, play through it. Like, I don't show enough video to review it. Not right now. After I do a few of these games, I would like to actually finish my Snatcher series. But I was playing the Getaway, and I loved the game at the time. But you really can't be good at that game unless you actually lived in London, because you would know the shortcuts and stuff like that, and the guide system for somebody like me who's never been there. Like, I don't know any shortcuts or whatever, but I heard if you lived there you could like take shortcuts. But I was playing it, and I'm so used to like the Grand Theft Auto 4s and everything being so refined and all this stuff. Like, I wasn't used to like how like primitive the control was and stuff. It's still, to its credit, like, it's still for a PlayStation 2 game, you still feel like you're in a real city and stuff like that, but with the lights blinking, if your lights get busted, you have no idea where you're going and all that stuff. So I might go back to that and maybe review it at some point. It was only $2 because the video game stores are trying to get rid of their PlayStation 2 games. To be honest, as much as I loved it in the day, which I probably would have paid $50 for back in the day, like, I feel like right now all it's worth is $2. Like, they're supposed to come out with a PlayStation 3 version, but they canceled it. I'd like to see a PlayStation 3 version of this series. I'm sure a lot of you guys would want to, like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Like, if they added motorcycles in the damn game, like, it could be like a mashup of like Road Rash. But I'd like to see Road Rash stand on its own, and I think the reason why they really haven't come out with any new ones is because the last two didn't do that well. Especially, I think the last one was Road Rash Jailbreak. It wasn't the best game in the world. But yeah, like, I would like to see like a cross-country kind of type of game again. One that's a little bit more balanced and uses like today's standards would be pretty sweet. Hopefully enough people talk about it. Every once in a while I'll see like some rumors on the internet, but you never know what you're reading on the internet. I remember, 4th place again. I remember I played this game all summer long when it came out. It was the first summer I was allowed to be home by myself. I just sat on the TV and I recorded this game on VHS. But that is it for Road Rash 3. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please subscribe.